Hey, I'm Marc Graves with Courtyard Realty, where my job is to be your guide. And we're at our favorite spot, or one of our favorite spots, Heather Farms, Rose Garden. So we're coming into December, the holiday season, so it's a nice way to justify saying happy holidays. What happens stereotypically in December, January, all the way to the April 15th deadline for tax season? So normally it's a little bit of a lull, a slowing down. The lack of inventory, the incredibly aggressive lending practices and low interest rates, I don't believe we're seeing any of that. My listings are flying off the shelves. My buyers do typically are able to move sort of to the front of the line. But as far as my listings go, I tell everybody the same thing. We just want the most money with the fewest problems and be nice to the realtor, me. So normally we would be going into a slowing down period. We are not doing that. I would say strike while the iron's hot. If you want to do something and it works in your favor for your family life plan, you should just hurry up. I don't want to try to say things too flowery or too delicately and miss the actual point. So I'm just being very direct. These are fast times. Forecasting is all over the place, what the ramifications of this are and what the ramifications of that are. And I really just don't know. But what I do know is that you can calculate certain basic things, like how much would it cost to rent this same house with 3% all the way up to 20% down, and what would it cost me to own it? Those are really good benchmarks, and you factor in little things like tax breaks, pride of ownership, which means if you plant a flower or a tree or put a room addition or fix a bathroom, you get to keep those benefits, whereas if you're renting, you're not as likely to do those types of things. So pride of ownership is what they call that, as far as I'm concerned. So everything is an uncertain. What I am certain of is, though, is if it works for you today, it has never seemed like a better time to me to buy a house. And it might not have ever been a better time to sell a house. I've never seen property values higher than they currently are. So if you've been paying down a mortgage and you're getting to move on with your life plan, it looks like your house is at a record high. And if you're gonna purchase one and start your life plan, it looks like interest rates are at a record low. And that compared to rents, seems like a fabulous time to just buy a house. You know what I've noticed? This is a really cool thing. So condominiums, townhomes, cluster homes, things with HOAs associated with them used to have a substandard level of desirability. You couldn't buy an SFR, a single family residence, you thought about a condo or a townhome. I'm starting to see the trend go in the opposite direction. The pendulum is swinging, so to speak. And what I mean by that is, so what dictates supply and demand, desirability. So right now, maybe not everybody has $1.5 million to get into an entry-level home in Walnut Creek, but they do have 900 or 8.5 or something like that to get into a really nice townhome. 2,000 square feet, 3 bedroom, 3 bath, amenities, green belt, swimming pool, clubhouse, tennis courts. I'm thinking of the ones off of Bancroft. The buying pool for that particular sweet spot is actually, in my opinion, bigger because more affordability. It's my perspective, because that's what this is, Marc Graves' perspective, what my job is to be your guy. The buying pool for that, people are really torn. They work a lot. They just really don't have the desire to maintain private yard space. They'd rather have a green belt that they can go play baseball with the kiddies or have a picnic or take them to the pool where somebody else manages it and takes care of it, rather than have all of those things just layer upon layer of responsibility for the homeowner. I mean, we're surrounded right here by townhomes and condominiums that are just fabulous. And you're just literally just a minute away from Heather Farms. What more of a park, what more of a backyard-esque vibe would you want than the rose garden, fishing in the pond, all these kinds of things. So yeah, so that's my perspective, is buy a condo, buy a house. Take advantage of these low interest rates. So if I can't sell your house for fair market value, my guarantee is I'll buy it. And it's not a really ostentatious guarantee. Right now I'm selling everything for more than fair market value, if there is such a thing. I will say this though, that the people that take my direction wholeheartedly to the heart, implement it, or just get out of my way and let me do it for them, they're the ones that see the deal go down almost verbatim the way I projected it will, which is just great. Oh, I also think I have still some trips, 3 nights, I think it's 4 days, to Yosemite, Lake Tahoe, and Las Vegas. Yes. So those are the 3-night ones, and then we have a trip for 5 nights that you can have in Mexico, and all of those are just with a listing presentation. No obligation, no timeshare type sit-down dinner to sit through. It's just for having the listing presentation. I think we have 12 or so of them left. Be happy to pass those on. So we're having a great year. The 2020 year definitely has struggles, definitely has challenges, but there's also a ton of blessings. And you know, I'm trying to focus on the similarities, the good, rather than the differences or the negative. So that's me, Marc Graves, Courtyard Realty. My job is to be your guide. If you liked anything that you saw or heard, or want to hear more, or just want to be kind to me, please like my page. Again, 925-336-6272. That's my phone number, 925-336-MARC on your touchpad. And you can text or call. I typically answer. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.